kids in San Antonio who are growing up biracial or have multicultural backgrounds can sometimes feel out of place or even afraid to embrace their heritage. This subject is actually really dear to my heart because it's something that I still struggle with personally, but I'm so honored to speak with Marcus Peoples about his book, Proud to Be in Between. Marcus, thank you so much for being with us today.
So happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes, and I know that this story is so personal for you, but it was also written and illustrated right here in San Antonio. You worked with a local illustrator too.
Yes, Ms. Gabi Flores. I worked with her, met her through my mom, and truth be told, I have not met her. Everything through the book was virtual. We did it in the presence of social distancing and Skype meetings, so we did that and were able to accomplish this book.
Yeah, and I think it's so beautiful because not only does the book look good, but it's about your personal experience growing up within your own family. What has your experience been like growing up biracial?
Oh, it's been unique to say the least. You know, growing up with different cultures within the family, it's a very beautiful thing. I had two parents that really showed us that love doesn't have a color. It's about the size of your heart, and having little brothers and an older sister that can resonate with that is very important with me. Having moved in to many cities and states, I've been shown through other people, a part of the culture, what is so unique about my heritage, and it's something that I hold near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't mind me asking, what is your heritage? You're Black, and then you have a little Latino going on, but what has that been like, just celebrating your cultural differences?
Oh, it's been interesting, but it's been very humbling. You know, my mom and my dad both embody exactly what I'm so proud of. You know, my grandparents on both sides of my family have shown me everything. You know, from traditions to food to the music. Every little detail has been exemplified, and my parents walk in grace, and they really show me what it's like just to be proud of who I am and who God made me to be. So my little brothers, Logan and Braden, and my older sister Cassie, we just have fun with it, and my parents have done a great job of being an example of my grandparents. I'm their next door neighbor, and my grandparents in Oklahoma have shown me everything, what it means to be a Peoples and a great family member in my household. So I'm very proud and very grateful.
That's so beautiful, and I know especially during holidays and celebrations like birthdays and other family events, tradition plays such a huge role. Have you found it difficult to kind of be more connected to traditions within your family, or is it all pretty blended too?
It's pretty blended. Other than distance with my grandparents and my grandfather, my grandmother recently passed, but with the distance, other than that, it's been very, very intact. We always make sure that we're together as a family, and we make sure that we value that family time, because during the holiday season, it is very important just to give thanks to who's around you and who's been through the struggle with you and just been there every step of the way. So we just make sure we embody it. We don't separate anything. We're just very much proud to be a big family when the holiday season comes around.
I love that. And why do you think that multicultural representation is important, especially for kids growing up right now in this culture?
Because there's so many distractions right now. You know, with social media, there are a lot of distractions that show you exactly what you shouldn't like about yourself, or things that help you compare what you don't have to others. And my book really it's a tool to not only normalize conversation of identity and race, but it's also to empower kids to show them exactly what's valuable about them, what's so beautiful to be in between two cultures, and knowing that you can't necessarily choose. You have to be happy with your own skin. And right now you're starting to see interracial families being more frequent in today's society. And so it's very important to normalize the discussion and show kids that representation matters. It is very important to show them that no dream is too big. You know, there's no limit that society can ever place on you, and there's no box that you can fit in. You just have to really create your own box and be happy doing so.
Absolutely, and I know it can be so uncomfortable sometimes, feeling like maybe you have to pick a side or pick a tradition. You might not look like you're a specific race when in fact you're multicultural, so there's so much that comes along with that, especially, you know, being a kid. But question for you, last question, if you could tell little Marcus anything, a little piece of advice, what would that be?
Just continue to dream. That's the biggest thing. You know, my parents have done a great job. My entire family has done a great job. My sister, my little brothers have showed me that you can dream as big as you want, and God will lead you in the right direction. I think that is incumbent of who my family is, the character that they've kind of instilled in me, and just really showing kids that, hey, there's nothing you cannot achieve. It is true, but it takes a village to raise one, and so it's a collective effort to really help inspire and continue to water that seed so they can pass it forward to the next generation.
Absolutely. Marcus, thank you so much for meeting with us today and sharing your story. It was incredible.
Thank you for having me, guys.
And you can get a copy of Proud to Be In Between at Felice Modern, that's located at the Pearl, or at proudtobeinbetween.com. Don't forget to support our local authors.